We've all been there. That familiar gnawing feeling in your stomach starts to grow. It's a sensation that creeps up on you, often when you least expect it. It's not just hunger pangs, it's a slow burn of frustration, irritability, even anger. You're hangry. This state of being, where hunger morphs into anger, is more common than you might think. This common experience, a blend of hunger and anger, isn't just a funny quirk. It's a real phenomenon that affects many of us on a regular basis. It's a fascinating interplay of biology, hormones, and evolution. Our bodies are finely tuned machines, and when they signal hunger, it's not just a casual suggestion. The reason we get hangry is simple. Our brains need fuel, and that fuel is glucose. Without it, our brain's ability to function properly diminishes. When we eat, our bodies break down food into glucose, which enters our bloodstream and provides energy for our cells, especially our brain cells. This process is crucial for maintaining our cognitive functions and overall mood. But what happens when that fuel supply runs low? Our bodies start to send out distress signals. Our bodies are remarkably adept at signaling hunger before we reach a critical point. These signals are designed to prompt us to eat before our glucose levels drop too low. We experience physical sensations like stomach rumbling, which is our body's way of saying it needs fuel, as well as mental cues like difficulty concentrating. These mental cues can be just as disruptive as the physical ones, making it hard to focus on tasks at hand. These signals are our body's way of saying, fuel up now. Ignoring them can lead to more severe consequences. Ignoring these signs can lead to a cascade of physiological changes that leave us feeling angry and irritable. Our mood takes a hit, and we become less patient and more prone to snapping at others. Let's delve into the fascinating science behind hunger and explore how to keep our blood sugar stable and our moods in check. By understanding the mechanisms behind hunger, we can better manage our eating habits and maintain a more balanced emotional state. Imagine your body as a complex engine, and like any engine, it needs the right fuel to function correctly. That fuel, in its simplest form, is glucose. We obtain glucose through the process of digestion. When we eat, our digestive system acts like a powerful disassembly line. It breaks down food into smaller components, extracting nutrients our body can utilize. Carbohydrates, in particular, are broken down into glucose, the primary energy source for our cells. This glucose is then absorbed into the bloodstream through the lining of the small intestine. Once in the bloodstream, glucose travels throughout the body, delivering much-needed energy to cells from our toes to our brains. This process of digestion, absorption, and transportation ensures that our bodies have a constant supply of energy to power our daily activities, from thinking and moving to even breathing and maintaining a steady heartbeat. Without this constant supply of glucose, our bodies, and especially our brains, would grind to a halt. Maintaining a steady supply of glucose in our bloodstream is crucial for our bodies to function optimally. This delicate balance, much like a car's fuel gauge, is primarily regulated by a hormone produced by the pancreas called insulin. When we consume food, particularly carbohydrates, our blood glucose levels rise. This rise signals the pancreas to release insulin into the bloodstream. Insulin acts like a key, unlocking the doors of our cells to allow glucose to enter. Once inside the cells, glucose is used as energy or stored for later use. This process helps bring blood glucose levels back down to a healthy range. Conversely, when blood glucose levels drop too low, such as between meals or during periods of fasting, the pancreas releases another hormone called glucagon. Glucagon signals the liver to release stored glucose, ensuring that our blood sugar levels never dip too low. Section 4. The brain's energy crisis. While all cells in our body require glucose to function, the brain is particularly sensitive to fluctuations in blood sugar levels. This sensitivity is due to the brain's high demand for energy, which is necessary to maintain its complex functions such as thinking, memory, and regulating bodily processes. In fact, the brain is the biggest energy hog in the body, utilizing about 20% of our daily energy intake. This is a significant amount, considering the brain only makes up about 2% of our body weight. The energy is used to power neurons, the cells that transmit information throughout the brain and nervous system. When blood glucose levels drop, the brain is one of the first organs to feel the effects. Symptoms can include confusion, dizziness, and even fainting in severe cases. This is because the brain's neurons are highly active and require a constant supply of glucose to function properly. This is because the brain, unlike other organs, cannot store glucose for later use. Other organs, like the liver and muscles, can store glucose in the form of glycogen, but the brain lacks this capability. This makes it entirely dependent on the glucose circulating in the bloodstream. It relies on a constant supply from the bloodstream to fuel its complex processes. These processes include everything from basic survival functions like breathing and heartbeat regulation to higher order functions such as decision-making and emotional regulation. As blood glucose levels decline, the brain perceives this dip as a threat to its survival. This perception triggers a cascade of biochemical reactions aimed at restoring glucose levels. The brain sends signals to the body to release stored glucose and to increase food intake. Think of it like this: your brain, without a ready supply of glucose, goes into emergency mode. This emergency mode is akin to a car running low on fuel. The brain starts to prioritize essential functions and cut back on non-essential activities. This triggers the release of stress hormones, including cortisol and adrenaline, in an attempt to rectify the situation. These hormones work to increase blood sugar levels by signaling the liver to release stored glucose and by prompting the body to break down muscle tissue for additional energy. These hormones have powerful effects on both our physical and mental states. Physically, they prepare the body for immediate action, increasing heart rate and blood pressure. Mentally, they heighten alertness and focus, but can also lead to feelings of anxiety and stress if the situation persists. They prepare our bodies for a fight or flight response, a primal survival mechanism designed to help us cope with perceived threats. This response is beneficial in short bursts, but chronic activation due to prolonged low blood sugar can have detrimental effects on our health, leading to issues like chronic stress and metabolic disorders. Section 5. Cortisol and adrenaline, the body's alarm system. Cortisol and adrenaline are often referred to as stress hormones for a reason. These powerful chemicals play a crucial role in how our bodies respond to stress and danger. They are the body's way of dealing with perceived threats, whether those threats are physical, emotional, or in the case of hunger, physiological. When we encounter a stressful situation, our brain sends signals to the adrenal glands, which then release these hormones into the bloodstream. When blood sugar drops, the brain signals the adrenal glands located just above the kidneys to release cortisol and adrenaline into the bloodstream. This response is part of the body's natural alarm system, designed to help us cope with immediate challenges. Cortisol, often called the stress hormone, has a wide range of effects on the body. It helps regulate metabolism, increases blood sugar levels, suppresses the immune system, and even influences memory formation. This hormone is essential for our daily functioning. Cortisol also plays a role in our sleep-wake cycle, helping us wake up in the morning and stay alert throughout the day. However, when cortisol levels remain elevated for extended periods, it can lead to various health issues, including anxiety, depression, and weight gain. Adrenaline, also known as epinephrine, is our fight or flight hormone. It kicks in when we face immediate danger, increasing heart rate, boosting blood pressure, and providing a burst of energy. This hormone prepares our body for quick action, whether that means running away from a threat or confronting it head-on. Adrenaline's effects are immediate and intense, making us more alert and focused. It diverts blood flow to muscles, preparing us for action. This response is crucial for survival in dangerous situations, but it can also be triggered by less life-threatening stressors, such as public speaking or a job interview. In the context of hunger, these hormones are released in response to the brain's perceived energy crisis. When we haven't eaten for a while, our blood sugar levels drop, and the brain interprets this as a threat to our survival. As a result, cortisol and adrenaline are released to help mobilize energy stores and keep us functioning. While these hormones are essential for survival, their prolonged release, as can occur with chronic hunger or frequent blood sugar fluctuations, can have negative consequences for our health and well-being. Over time, elevated cortisol levels can lead to chronic stress, which is associated with a range of health problems, including cardiovascular disease, digestive issues, and weakened immune function. It's important to manage stress and maintain stable blood sugar levels to prevent the overactivation of this alarm system. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and mindfulness practices can help keep cortisol and adrenaline levels in check. By understanding how cortisol and adrenaline work, we can better manage our stress responses and improve our overall health. Taking steps to reduce stress and maintain a healthy lifestyle can help mitigate the negative effects of these powerful hormones. Remember, while cortisol and adrenaline are vital for our survival, it's crucial to keep them in balance to ensure our long-term health and well-being.